Entrepreneurs aren't born, they are made through failures, breakthroughs, and relentless hustle. Welcome to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host Rohit Soni, airing across 185 countries, 26 plus TV networks, 100 plus podcast stations. This is where visionaries share their unfiltered journeys, strategies, and game-changing insights. Your success story starts here. This is more than just a show, it's a movement. Watch, learn, and elevate. So, hello everyone, welcome back to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host Rohit Soni. And are you learning with every episode that we bring in for you? Because if you are, then I just keep getting very good reviews from you about this thing that you learned from a guest, this new thing that you discovered about yourself, your potential, something that you got inspired by. And that's what we try to bring on each and every episode of ours. In saying that, I have a special guest today who's not going to just tell you what it takes to build an amazing life, but it takes to build that connection that you have within yourself, but also what it takes to make sure that you not only create greatness, but you also create consistency and you don't back down from it as a man, as a woman. But it's also make sure that if you are in your midlife, you get results. You just don't fall down because of what's happening with your life, with your circumstances. You get back up. So in saying that, I'll quickly want to introduce my guest on the show. Her name is Dr. Masha Malka. She is a best-selling author, global speaker, and a Forbes Coaches Council member. Recently recognized as one of the top 100 speakers to watch in 2025 alongside icons like Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, and Brené Brown. She's an organizational change consultant for major banks in Uzbekistan and the founder of ShiftHub, a pioneering platform helping women over 40 navigate midlife transitions with clarity, confidence, and purpose. From refugee beginnings to an international thought leader, Masha's journey is one of resilience, reinvention, and deep transformation. So I'll have her on the stage now. Hi, Masha. How are you doing? Thanks for being a guest today.
Hello, Rohit. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, yeah, Masha, I did kind of give our audience a brief about you, but it's all yours now. Share with us a little bit about your back journey, how you started, what we are doing today.
Of course, you said something that resonated or that stood out when you introduced me. You said that she was able to build an amazing life, and it got me thinking, what is an amazing life? And what does it mean to each of the people who are listening? And if they ever actually ask themselves that question, what does it mean for me to live an amazing life? I thought about it a lot, and I came to the conclusion that to me, an amazing life or a successful life is a life where I wake up each morning feeling happy with who I am, living by my values, understanding those values, and being happy with the life that I'm building. That's, to me, signifies success. You're right. I did come from an interesting beginnings. I grew up in the Soviet Union, country that doesn't exist anymore. Geographically, where I grew up, the city is now in Ukraine, but I left. It was still Soviet Union, so I do consider myself a former Soviet, I should say. And at that tender age of 17, when you're so impressionable and life is just kind of starting in a way, I was thrown into a very different world of United States of America. Of course, it was still the times of Cold War. It was still the 80s. So the adjustment was difficult in the sense that I lost my identity. I didn't understand how to fit into this new world. And because we were refugees, we lost everything, all our material possessions. I didn't speak English. My family also did not speak English. I went with my parents and my brother. And so that time where I lost that sense of purpose was very difficult. Not so much because we lived below poverty level. It was hard to get on our feet. But the hardest part was actually losing that sense of purpose for quite some time. And that's one of the reasons why I very often, during interviews, in my books and my trainings, I always start with helping people reconnect with that sense of purpose, that big why we're here and why we're doing what we're doing, because it is so essential. And based on my research, it is lacking that sense of purpose that is causing most suicide, that is causing people dying much faster when they retire, and so on. And there's not enough attention is given to that. So that's one of my purposes, I suppose, is to help people understand theirs. Yes, so starting in that way has taught me resilience, has taught me that no matter where life throws you, it actually is a chance for you to become smarter and better and more confident in your ability to overcome no matter what comes your way. And the harder the challenge is, the more it gives us that sense of resilience. And then when new challenges come, we're like, okay, well, I dealt with that, I can deal with this. So in that sense, it made me a lot stronger.
Well, it's all about getting down and getting back up, no matter what throws at you. And life will take us to corners sometimes that we don't imagine, but we come out of it with flying colors. And then this just proves that as a human, we have unlimited potential. And in saying that, before we dive deep into what you do at ShiftHub, what we are doing there currently, and what big launch that you have coming up, I'd like to ask you about, you were recently featured as one of the top 100 speakers to watch this year. Congratulations for that. How did that happen, and what does that mean to you?
Well, thank you so much. That's it was a surprise to me. I got a message on I was tagged on LinkedIn to this article by the people who have compiled that list. And when I saw the people on that list, I can't describe to you the feeling, because the people like Anthony Robbins and Mel Robbins, Brené Brown, the people that I've learned from for many years, Jay Abraham, Vishen, the founder of Mind Valley. I'm on Mind Valley for many years. I mean, these people are just incredible. And okay, they're at the top of the list. I'm at the bottom of the list, but we're still on the same list. And that made me feel incredible. And I think what it did is it kind of raised my own confidence and self-belief in myself as well, that kind of recognition. So that was amazing.
I love that. And in saying that, before we go into our first commercial break, you have had a successful coaching business around these years for over 2 decades. Why did you decide to create ShiftHub, and why now, before we move into the break? So we can discuss a little bit later on. But could you just give us an insight right now?
I was actually one of the pioneers in coaching, especially here in Europe. I live in Spain. It was back in the early 2000s. People still did not know what life coaching was or executive coaching. And I was introducing the concept that I learned while studying for MBA in American University. And I fell in love with coaching and it became my passion. So I would introduce people what it's about. And I was the only coach here for many years. But after all these years, now coaching, for me, it seems to be kind of going out. Now a lot of people use ChatGPT as their coaches and therapists, right? And I do like to challenge myself with new things. And I've discovered that the future is actually something that we're building with ShiftHub, which I'll tell you after the break. But it's something, this is the next thing when it comes to helping people achieve or live their life that they want to live, which has always been my driving force. And the unique way that we use in ShiftHub is what makes it happen.
Well, I completely agree with you. It's going to happen because I've recently worked with you on the same project, and I know how powerful it is, and how different it is than most of it out there, and how I know, because of your experience in there, this can actually take women life to the next level. I know that, right? But it's all about sharing that in front of our audience today. So in saying that, we got to run into a quick break right now, but when we come back, we'll discuss how you can reinvent through midlife and science-backed transformation with Masha Malka. So I'll see you right out this break.
It's time for you to take on a new adventure. This is a call for all women ready to write your next chapter. To decide for yourself what your next big adventure in life holds, instead of letting your current situation decide for you. At ShiftHub, we support women through complicated transitions. The times in life where you're facing big changes in your body, hormones, relationships, emotions, or your career. They're the changes in life, unfortunately, you can't avoid. The times where you may find yourself stuck due to doubt, anxiety, or fear. Clarifying your new adventure can save you months or years of scrolling, listening to self-help podcasts, or just dreaming about a better life. Write Your Next Chapter is a 4-day guided adventure that gives you the tools and the power to make decisions and move forward with confidence and clarity. Your adventure includes a community of like-minded women in pursuit of happiness, health, connection, and support. Your adventure starts at shifthub.me.
So hello, welcome back to the Empower Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host Rohit Soni, back again with my guest from today, Masha Malka. So in saying that, what we were discussing before, Masha, a little bit about your journey, the struggles, the ups and downs, and how you have created one of the most important platforms for women out there. I want to discuss with you how ShiftHub different from traditional coaching programs or online courses, although I know it, but I would love for you to explain it to the world.
So actually coaching, ShiftHub is not a coaching platform. It's not a therapy platform. It's a place for women to come together in the difficult times of transitioning during the midlife, when everything seems to change because of our hormonal changes. It affects our mind, the way we react to things, our emotions. It affects our relationships because of that. And everything just seems to be different, to shift, to change very quickly as well. It just kind of happens. And women get lost in this, and sometimes they feel lonely and they're not sure whom to talk about this, whom to reach out to. Yes, they might have their husbands or partners or friends, but they don't even know how to explain what it is they're feeling. And so the reason why I know this is because it happened to me and my partner, Audrey Spearing. We co-created this space. And because we went through it and it was a difficult time, and my friends and clients have been going through this, we decided that it would be good to create a place where women can come and feel connected. It's a sisterhood. It's, first of all, a community where women can feel heard, they can feel seen, they can share what they're feeling, what is happening in their life, and help each other. So the main part of ShiftHub, that's what makes us unique, are shift circles. And shift circles are small groups. They're about 8 people per group. And within these small groups, we meet on a regular basis. And these groups are facilitated by professional facilitators, the way that peer groups and forums are facilitated in places like YPO. Some of you might have heard Young Presidents Organization, WPO, that's for women. There are some other high-end communities that do this kind of circles, forums, facilitation, but it's not really widely available to people. You have to be at a certain financial bracket to take advantage of this incredible forums or circles. And what we're doing in ShiftHub, we're actually making it much more affordable, much more available to masses. I am a professional facilitator, and I have been facilitating such groups for quite some time. And I know firsthand how incredibly effective, how incredibly valuable these circles are when people come together. And we're not allowed to give advice. We don't coach. We don't do any therapy. The way it is facilitated is that it creates this really safe environment, safe space where women, in this case, women are able to to feel free to be vulnerable, to open up, to go deep into their emotions. It's when we connect on that deep emotional level, when it's not on the surface, but it's actually there. That's what creates real change and real transformation. It is incredibly powerful.
Well, I completely agree with you. It is powerful. That's what I was telling, and it's better that people learn about it. So in our next commercial, we'll share a little bit details about it and how you can connect on the same. In saying that, you worked with women in coaching and leadership programs for years as well, right? What are the main patterns you keep seeing before you actually started thinking about creating ShiftHub? What were the main patterns that you thought, okay, you know what? In my own experience, I've seen this. I would love for women to understand how they can be impacted, how they can be transformed just by making these simple shifts. So, what's your take on that?
The main pattern that I see is women often feel that they're not enough, that they're not doing enough, that they're not beautiful enough, or I don't know, desirable enough, that they don't have enough. So this feeling of not enoughness is something that keeps us back and drains us. Not having enough confidence in our ability to take the action step that we want to take, to do what we want to do. We feel that, well, maybe I don't have enough knowledge, but I'm not very good with technology. But what if it's not going to happen? What if I leave this relationship and I never find somebody who will love me and appreciate me? What if I leave this job that I'm no longer enjoying and I won't be able to support myself? And all this kind of fears and lack of confidence and not feeling enough, that is the main problems that I see. And I feel like this time in women's life, the time of midlife, is very empowering. It's very powerful, because this is the time when we come in touch with who we really are and what we really want. We're no longer controlled by I won't say by nature. What do I mean by that is that naturally, in the beginning, when we're young, the hormones that we have are there in order for us to procreate. So we are caregivers. We're naturally wired to take care of our offsprings, of our partners, to be giving, to be caring, and that's great, and we love it, and that's what we're wired to do. But then comes midlife, and the hormones start to change. And when they start to change, it almost like lifts a veil, and suddenly we start seeing everything differently. We start seeing that we're giving here, we're giving there, we're giving to everyone else. And then we realize that what about me? What about my needs? What about what I want? What about what I need? Instead of putting ourselves somewhere second, third, or not even including ourselves on a list quite often, it suddenly becomes, we become aware of the fact that actually we do matter, and we do need to be on that list, and we need to be number one on that list. And then reconnecting with that, what it is that I really want, who am I, and what makes me happy, and how can I build my life. That's what ShiftHub is also about, because we also, besides the Shift Circles, we have a community platform where there is a very structured way of helping you rediscover what it is that you want, who you are really, reconnecting with that higher self and living on purpose.
In saying that, Masha, could you also share with us an experience that in your midlife that you experienced, that you felt there was a need for it? And I understand that sharing that takes courage, but if you can just share with us something that, you felt, what, this is my mission behind it. This is my inspiration behind it. If you can just share one.
Yes, and before I do that, I have to tell you that my biggest achievement in life is being a mother to 3 amazing children, raising my children. That motherhood to me is the most important thing in my life. And about maybe 2 years ago, year and a half ago, this shift it just came over me so quickly. I did not expect it at all. Maybe it happens to everyone that way, but it just kind of happened, and it affected me psychologically more than physiologically. I started to feel that I wasn't in control of myself or my emotions. I would just react and overreact, let's put it this way. And I wrote a book on mastering emotions. So it's just that, like, I know the tools, I know how it works, but this was just beyond me. I was sometimes would feel like I'd become a monster, and it was scary. And the reason why I mentioned my children is because two of my older girls, they were already not living with me, but my son, was a teenager at the time. Well, he's still a teenager. He's 18. But he was with me, and I would fight with him because of that, like over nothing, over little things. And it came to the point that I realized I'm ruining a relationship with my son, who is very, very important to me. So I said, okay, this is wrong. Something is happening to me. I don't understand what it is, and I need to find a reason, and I need to stop this. And then when I reached out for help, I realized, it happens to a lot of women, apparently. It's actually this shift that we're talking about, this hormonal shift that is affecting us. And if we don't know what is happening, and if we don't take care of those hormones, and they start ruling our life and start ruining our life as well, unfortunately, that's already not good. So we want to give you the tools to understand what is happening with you, to understand your hormones, to understand what can be done to balance those hormones so that you can live a normal life, and not just by normal life, I mean that you can get back in control of your life. And not just that, but actually thrive at this time, because it really is an amazing time that I've learned that you can actually take advantage of this time right now.
Well, that was a lovely story, and I get that part where hormones shift, and you sometimes don't know, you're not in control of yourself. That happens, right? And happen to anyone, which is why a platform like this is crucial. It's important this day and age that women need it. Until they are confronted, they also need it, because this could ruin lives of people, and that can happen. So that's why I feel it's very important. In saying that, we have to run into another quick break. But when we come back, we'll discuss with you breaking myths and redefining midlife again, right? I'll see you right after this break, everyone. As a coach or a consultant, your focus should be on transforming lives, not struggling to get clients. That's where my company Amplify Media comes in to help you not just scale your business, but to consistently give you the revenue that your business deserves. We actually build a done-for-you lead generation acquisition system that brings in clients consistently, so that you don't have to worry about where the next client is coming in. You focus on the most important thing that is scaling your business and impacting your own coaching clients. From high-impact marketing and scroll-stopping content to expert funnel creation, we take your business from point A to point B with precision. Coaches and consultants worldwide trust the company. We have over 277 plus clients, case studies all around the world, help tons and tons of businesses scale. So your next level is waiting. Let's make your brand unforgettable and visit the website today. I would love to offer you a free strategy session to share with you how we can help scale your business. Thank you. So hello everyone, welcome back to the Empower Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host Rohit Soni, and today I have Dr. Masha Malka on our show. I'll have her on the stage again. So before the break, Masha, we were discussing about challenges that you have gone through, the reasoning behind creating this amazing platform called ShiftHub. So could you share with us some of the misconceptions or myths that you have seen in midlife that you want to change for most women out there?
Yes, it's actually going back to what I kind of mentioned, that women feel it's too late for me. I don't know enough. I don't have enough energy to do that. I probably will never find another partner or another person who would love me. So I'll stay in a loveless marriage because it's familiar, because, well, at least I know what it's like. Women are scared to take that step, even though deep down they feel that something needs to change. But and it's very human. It's not a judgment. It is very difficult to take those steps because people are scared of the unknown. They're scared of coming out of what is comfortable and familiar. And people always feel alone. However, within the community, within that circle of trusted people that you trust and you can rely on, it does become much easier. It's still not easy, but it's definitely easier because you have that support. You hear the stories of how others have done it. And that gives you the courage, that gives you the inspiration to take those steps, empty nesting is one thing, children leave, roles change. Like we have the role of the mother, we have the role of the wife. Okay, the role of the wife hopefully stays, but if it doesn't stay, then it's a new role. Suddenly you find yourself dating again. It happened to so many of my friends. It happened to me as well. That suddenly, after years and years, I was married for 22 years. After years and years of being, in a relationship, you suddenly in a dating scene, you have no idea what to do. You have no idea how to date anymore. It is a scary place. But when you're in that group and somebody says, yes, I went on this date and that date, and then I learned this and that, and now this works for me. It gives us courage. It gives us confidence to take the steps that we know we should be taking.
And I like it. Like you say, it takes courage to restart your life from, you were down. You felt, maybe most women, what I see today that happens to them is if they have a divorce by any chance, right? They feel that either they don't feel value for themselves sometimes. So it's important for them to rediscover that through a program like this, that they would finally understand, you know what? That was just a roadblock to the progress that you might be making after this. So it's important. And I really like that it's actually not a course. It's like a community of women helping each other out instead of just one woman teaching it, because that's just based on experience. And what happens is when you're in a room of 10 powerful women who wants to change, nothing can stop them. And that's what I agree with. In saying that, Masha, how do you personally stay energized and confident when life or business feels overwhelming?
Life does get overwhelming, I think, for most of us from time to time. The first step that I do when I feel overwhelmed, you will probably laugh at it. I'll take a nap or I'll take a break. Basically, I'll walk away from the situation to ground myself, to recenter, to kind of just, instead of rushing, I do the opposite. I stop and I just go within and I said, okay, let's prioritize. Let's see what's most important. That's the first step. Reminding myself, see, the good thing about somebody who gets to my age, you're still super young, but when it's life happens to us in the sense that we go through so many different challenges and we overcome them, and with next step, and then when it happens again, we said, okay, well, I dealt with this and that, I can deal with this, I've been overwhelmed before, I know what needs to be done. Meditation definitely helps. Staying grounded helps. Having a life that is balanced definitely helps. Sometimes we think because we have so much work to do that we just need to do it and do it and do it. It doesn't work like that. Work will always be there. It's very important that you do find that balance, that you do find a way to step away from that, to go into nature, to spend time with people that you love, that people that make you happy, to do something for yourself, to recharge yourself. Because when you're filled with energy, life is wonderful. Things happen. Everything flows. But when you're drained, that you give, and then you're running on nothing really, everything becomes difficult. Everything becomes overwhelmed. So it's very important not to get to that point. And if you do get to the point, to put yourself as number one and say, okay, everything else can wait. I need to recharge.
Absolutely. And in saying that, my next follow-up on that is, what would you say to a woman who's listening to us right now who feels tired, disconnected, or unsure about her next chapter? What's your take on that? What would you say to her?
Well, kind of what I just said. If you feel tired and disconnected, don't despair. You just understand that it's not the way it should be, and you can find the way out. The first thing I would recommend, do a health check your hormones. That's very, very important, because when our hormones are unbalanced, it doesn't matter how positive we think or what communities we are, our hormones really start to control our lives. So the first thing you do is you check your health, you check your hormones, you make sure everything is balanced there. And then you and then you join ShiftHub and we'll tell you the other steps. But very important is not to give up on yourself. And we're addressing now people who are listening to this podcast. So it means that these are the people, these are the women that they actually do care about themselves, about their journey, about their success, about living that amazing life. And if you do care about that, then it will happen. You just try different things, look at different tools, but as long as you have that goal, no matter what, I'm going to create that amazing life for myself because I deserve to live that way. And I'm going to find a way, maybe through ShiftHub, maybe through something else, but have that inner sense of I deserve the best. I deserve to live an amazing life, and I'm going to make it happen no matter what.
Yeah, that's amazing. And in saying that, I want to ask something. And I know I didn't send that question to you, but I feel like we should ask for our audience. Do you have someone who you have worked before, like even in your coaching business before starting the community, that you felt, you know what, this woman life changed, and that's why it has been changed, and I really want to inspire others to do the same? Is there any case study? You don't have to mention the name, but is there any case study you want to share with us, or any transformation that happened to someone else who worked with you on the same?
You mean like one of my clients or somebody, or one of the coaches?
Client will work with you and they change their life, and then that inspired the same thing that we are doing.
Oh, I've had hundreds, maybe thousands of clients, if we think talking about groups as well, throughout the years. And I have a lot of inspiration stories of women, men as well, because I work as a coach. I work with both men and women. But if we're talking about women, yes, completely redefining themselves. It's mainly when a woman builds her confidence in what she can do. And because I see, when I start working with somebody, it's not about what this person has done or achieved. I see way past that. I see their soul, I see their potential. I really see them for who they are. And that clarity and belief in their potential and what they can do, from me, reflects in them and it inspires them, and they start seeing themselves also in different eyes. They start understanding, actually, yeah, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can take that step. Maybe I can achieve this. Maybe I should stop doing this. And it creates amazing transformation. But if we're talking about somebody who has inspired me, I think by now most people know who Mel Robbins is. She's become very popular these days. But I started following her many years ago when she was first starting. Most people did not know who she was yet. And I I remember watching her and thinking, gosh, this woman has guts. Like she didn't care so much about looking like super beautiful, for example. Like, she was very natural. She was very real. She was very raw. She would talk about her deepest. She would talk about her failures and stumbling and relationships with children that maybe were not so good. And if she was super brave, she still is. But now it's in a way a little bit. I don't know if it's easier or harder, but from the very beginning she was like that. And I watched her starting from hardly no followers to becoming this world sensation. And I read her recent book, The Let Them Theory, which amazing, definitely recommended, fantastic book. Yeah, and she inspires me for sure, because because of that, because she's always real, she's always authentic, and she always has this really incredible desire to help. You can feel it. Yeah, so that's somebody I look up to.
Awesome. And in saying that, you're inspiring us. So I appreciate you for doing that, because it takes courage, like I said, to share stories, to share transformation, to help women along the way with things that they don't want to get confronted with, but we have to, unless, or they're going to, run into places that they don't want to, right? So in saying that, we want to run into another commercial break right now. But when we come back, Masha will share with you exact steps on how you can apply for the community, how you can get in touch with her, how things would go if you want to be a part of ShiftHub. So I'll see you right out of this break.
It's time for you to take on a new adventure. This is a call for all women ready to write your next chapter. To decide for yourself what your next big adventure in life holds, instead of letting your current situation decide for you. At ShiftHub, we support women through complicated transitions. The times in life where you're facing big changes in your body, hormones, relationships, emotions, or your career. They're the changes in life, unfortunately, you can't avoid. The times where you may find yourself stuck due to doubt, anxiety, or fear. Clarifying your new adventure can save you months or years of scrolling, listening to self-help podcasts, or just dreaming about a better life. Write Your Next Chapter is a 4-day guided adventure that gives you the tools and the power to make decisions and move forward with confidence and clarity. Your adventure includes a community of like-minded women in pursuit of happiness, health, connection, and support. Your adventure starts at shifthub.me.
So hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is our last segment of this season and this show. So I want to make it the biggest for you. I'll welcome my guest for today, Dr. Masha Malka. So, Masha, we have discussed about ShiftHub in depth today. We just want to know how people can start working on it, how people can apply for it, how they can get in touch with you, and all the necessary procedures from there.
Sure. So we want to make it as easy as possible for women to get into this, connect with us and stay with us. So technologically, we're making it as simple as possible. And also, what we want to do is for you to get a taste of what it's like, to get a taster, or to meet us, to hear us, to meet the women in our community. So what we're offering right now is, we called it Write Your Next Chapter with ShiftHub. It's like a 4-day adventure. Some people call it challenge. I like to call it adventure. And over these 4 days, it's free. It's free because we wanted to kind of to get a taster of it, to see what it's like to meet us, for us to meet you. And within those 4 days, you will get every day, you will get a short video on a specific topic that helps you write that next chapter, to helps you understand what it is that you want that next step to be, and then have the steps to do it. And then we meet every day as well in person, live. So for about 45 to 60 minutes, we meet and we interact, and we make it practical. We basically work with the information that you got, you then implement it there together with us. So it's very effective. It's a great experience. It really gives you the tools to take that next step, and we get to meet each other. And then after that, we set up appointments with me and my partner, calls, to see, I guess it's kind of like an interview. We interview each other because we handpick the people for the community. We want this community to be a certain level, so it's interesting and engaging and transformational for everybody who joins. So this is the steps, and try not to jump to conclusions whether it's affordable or not affordable. It is affordable because that's one of the reasons why we started this whole company, to make it available for people. But still, we still need to go through a process of picking the community as we see it fit. So yes, come and join. We will share the link. It's shifthub.me /shift is where you register for this event. It's happening in a couple of weeks. But we will do it again. So if you cannot make this one, we'll probably run 3 of them and then we'll stop. So yeah, that's how we do it.
I love this. And for everyone who's watching this show today, I'd love for you to get in touch with Masha as well. I'll put her Instagram and LinkedIn account in the banner. And then you can just learn and have a conversation, like if you have any doubts, any questions, you can always text her and schedule a time to chat. In saying that, Masha, the last thing that we have to do is a quick rapid fire. Are you ready for it?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So, book that changed your life.
So many, but the one that comes to mind is the latest one is The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. Amazing.
Surrender Experiment.
The Surrender Experiment, yes.
Great. Morning ritual or evening reflection?
Both. Both. Morning ritual. Yes, the way you start the day sets your life, really. So yes, very important.
Looking at the mountains in Marbella.
Well, no. I start the day by saying miracles happen in my life, and I expect miracles to happen, and I deserve to live my best life. And I kind of get into that space of I open up to whatever universe has for me on that day, and I get excited about it in advance. That's my ritual.
This is awesome. A quote you live by?
A quote. Yeah, for years and years, my favorite quote is by Maya Angelou, and it goes like this: people will forget what you say, people will forget what you do, but people will never forget how you make them feel. And it's been my mantra.
I love that. One word that defines midlife for you now?
If it's one word, it will be empowering.
If you could give your 20-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would say stop trying to control life so much. Trust, have faith, be in the flow. Just relax a little bit. Just go, be in the flow.
That's great. So, Masha, like I said, it has been a pleasure to be with you on our show today, and I would just wish you the best in this upcoming endeavor that you have with ShiftHub, and for all the clients that you work with. I know you're gonna change their lives, impact them, transform them. For anyone who wants to get in touch with Masha, I'll put and share all the details here. And in saying that, I believe everyone who was on the show today enjoyed it. They learned from you, and I wish everyone who was here to be the best. Right? That's how it should be. Go self-made. I'll see you everyone in the next episode. Any last thing you want to say, Masha, before going?
Well, I'm really looking forward to meeting you. If you want to connect directly with me and just say, listen, I love what you're saying and I want to be part of it, let's set up a meeting. I'll be very happy to talk to you, and I'll be looking forward to it. And Rohit, you were an incredible host. Thank you so much for having me.
I just appreciate you for being on here today. Thanks a lot, Masha.
Thank you.
Success isn't for the chosen few. It's for those who choose to show up, take action, and never back down. This is the Empower Entrepreneur, hosted by Rohit Soni, airing across 185 countries, 26 plus TV networks, and 100 plus podcast stations. You've heard the strategies, you've seen the mindset. Now it's time to execute. I'll see you next week, every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. Go, build, dominate. Until next time, stay empowered.